Hello everyone, welcome to your weekly tech update, the show that explores the newest, coolest, and craziest side of tech available on the interwebs. I am your tech director, Ray McNeil. Coming up on the program today, what if Filmation had made episodes of Star Trek Voyager and The Next Generation? Wondering when you can buy your own flying car? Well, we have to be close because back to back, three companies have all had successful first flights with their vastly different designs. Happening in this week's What The, Pepsi releases a new cola in Japan, specifically for Carriage Fried Chicken. And of course, we'll wrap up the program with this week's Moment of Joy. All that and a whole lot more coming up on today's edition of your weekly tech update. Next. If you're a Star Trek geek like myself and always wondered why they didn't have Filmation make animated episodes of, say, Star Trek Voyager or The Next Generation, well, I don't have a good answer for you, but Gazelle Automations thought that they would give it a go, and man, did they do a great job. Here's a sample of Star Trek Voyager and Star Trek The Next Generation, the animated series.
Janeway to bridge, report.
Paris broke out of confinement in engineering. He used a phaser on the port plasma conduit. We have power failures all over the ship.
Where is he now?
We're having trouble tracking him. We can't get power to the internal sensors. Tuvok has security teams searching deck by deck.
I'm on my way to the bridge.
Phaser discharge on deck 6.
Localize it.
I'm still having trouble with internal sensors. Came from somewhere between sections 21 and 27 Alpha.
Tuvok doesn't have any security in that area. Chakotay to Tuvok. We think Paris may be on deck
6. Direct hit, deck 9.
Damage report.
Structural latching system integrity breached.
Prepare to take us out of here, number 1.
Fire up the engines, half impulse till we clear the nebula, then punch it up to warp 9.
Ready phasers, load forward torpedo bays. Engage.
If you want to check out the full episodes for yourself, they're just little snippets. One is 5 minutes, 40 seconds long, and I'm glad they did that episode of Voyager. And the Next Generation one isn't quite as long. It's just a couple of minutes, but they are well worth the watch. And you can check it out for yourself on the YouTube channel for Gazelle Automations. Oh, many people are very excited about this one. A new Lord of the Rings game was announced recently during the Epic Game Showcase. The Lord of the Rings Return to Moria is a crafting survival game that 8 players can play all at the same time, and it's set in one of Tolkien's most iconic locations, the Dwarradelf. Survival games seem to be all the rage again thanks to the success of Valheim and, of course, VR itself. There was also V Rising, so it's only fitting that there would be a Middle-earth Enterprise-licensed Lord of the Rings variant at some point. Return to Moria sees players take on the role of Durin's folk as they work to reclaim the mansions of the dwarves from the derelict state it's in following the fall of the Balrog in the Second Age. Set to release in the spring of 2023 on the Epic Games Store, Lord of the Rings Return to Moria will allow 8 players to build, craft, and aim to survive as they rebuild the splendor of the Mithril Mine. Here is the full announcement trailer.
The Forge's fire has long gone cold. Under the mountain of Durin's folk, a shadow took our treasured halls. Now it calls us back. Khazad-dûm. Speak, friend, and enter.
Lord of the Rings Return to Moria will be released sometime in the spring of 2023. If you're like me, almost no movie in recent memory has made an impact on the same level as Spider-Man: No Way Home, which broke the box office and the internet alike as 2021 came to an end, becoming one of the best reviewed blockbusters this century and one of the most successful movies to ever play in theaters. No Way Home is a cultural phenomenon. The final runtime for No Way Home's theatrical cut clocked in at 148 minutes, which gave the threequel the fourth longest length of any MCU movie to date, just behind Avengers: Infinity War, Endgame, and of course the Eternals. While the amount of footage brought plenty of incredible moments from start to finish, many fans still felt that there was some material that was left on the editing room floor. Over the past few months, fans have learned of deleted scenes that could have added even more excitement to the already thrilling threequel. This included more material with Charlie Cox's Daredevil in his first MCU movie, along with an extended version of the Peter Parker versus Green Goblin fight when Norman Osborn first arrives. And this was seemingly just the tip of the iceberg. Now Sony has plans to share more of that unseen material with fans, as No Way Home is coming back into the spotlight once again. The official @Spider-Man Movie Twitter account recently announced that Sony Pictures and Marvel Studios will be bringing an extended version of Spider-Man: No Way Home back to theaters. This extended cut is being advertised as the more fun stuff version and will include never-before-seen footage from the MCU threequel, as was rumored back in February. Tickets will be available for this new cut on Tuesday, August 9th, just over 3 weeks before the more fun stuff version comes to the big screen. This is now the third time an MCU movie has gotten a major theatrical re-release following Avengers: Endgame in June of 2019. That included 6 minutes of additional footage, and Spider-Man: Far From Home, again back in 2019, with 4 minutes of extra scenes. Sony has also done this on 2 separate occasions, with Venom: Let There Be Carnage returning to theaters in January, and Morbius making a very disappointing return in early June.